whenever I see my parents working double jobs, I just see it as like, okay, that's just the bare minimum. Like, that's just what hard work should be. That's what work should be. So that being the bare minimum puts you in a very dangerous situation, because now that's the low standard for you.
What is up, guys? My name is Filimon coming back at you live, and you are watching the Brief Dive Podcast. I hope you enjoy.
Have you ever sat down to rest and somehow felt worse? Like, your body is not moving, but your mind is. One of my biggest flaws is not knowing how to sit down, be quiet, give up the subject, and just rest and relax and just enjoy life. And to this day, I still don't know why I'm like that. But one thing I did figure out is that some of it had to tie with culture, in the way I kind of grew up, in the way a lot of other people probably have grown up. And I don't think it's the culture that was the issue, but it was my relationship to the culture. Let me get into it. Before I continue, I'm just gonna let you know I am wearing PJs to just show relaxing, resting. I don't know if that's a vibe. I don't know, and I don't care. But can't continue without the mug, the lens, fire. Anyway, my parents worked very, very hard. They worked very, very hard for me. They pulled double shifts, double jobs. And for me to see that and someone sacrifice so much for me, like, giving up is just not an option now. And repaying them is the only choice. And not just repaying them money-wise, but repaying them with just everything that they've done for me and sacrificed for me. And I think I've shared that in an episode. If I do my editing right, it should be up here. But yeah, so giving up is not an option. Working hard is the only thing you can kind of do. So resting makes me feel guilty. Not just because of that, but every time I rest, I think I'm just that much further away from my goal. Every time I shut my eyes and go to sleep, I'm that much away further from my goal. Every time I scroll on my phone, I'm that much away further from my goal. And that's the thing that's in my mind every single day. And obviously, the whole idea is rest is actually what helps you. Obviously, that's a simple fact. Rest helps you actually get closer to your goal because you're rejuvenating, you're relaxing, and it helps you get closer. But I think it's deeper than that, where I see it as something that, like, I can't afford to slow down. I can't afford to lose this opportunity, to miss this opportunity that I feel like I'm about to get, but I'm just not, like a rat race, you know? So rest just isn't in my DNA. Obviously, it's like a hardworking nature, and I'm very, very grateful to confidently say that I work hard. Rest is just a guilty experience. Whenever I'm on my phone, I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I genuinely get into it. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I scrolling? Or why am I, like, lying down on my bed? Why am I watching TV? Like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm a grown man scrolling on my phone. I'm a grown man watching TV. Like, get to work and get it done type of thing. Hot take. I kind of like that mindset. Because it wakes me up and it forces me to just get out the house and get things done and get it rolling. But it can get a little crazy sometimes. And I've been yelled at that it's not a good mindset. So one thing I'm going to say is, the first thing is, we know that some of it comes from our family. I don't know about you, but I don't see my family rest. I don't really see them relax. We're a go-getter. We're just going to work hard until we kind of burn out. And that's that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go. It's not a good mindset. I just kind of work hard, and then I burn out, crash and burn, and then restart the whole cycle over again. So this is me being vulnerable and honest. Yeah, my relationship with rest is not good. I just see it as something that takes me further from my goal. Whenever my friends invite me to go outside, I'm like, no, like, I need to get something done, or I need to finish a video, or I need to script a video, or I need to study for X amount of time. So it's like, there's always something to do whenever there's rest. And my brain doesn't shut off. It's the last thing I think of when I go to sleep, and the first thing I think of when I wake up. And it's this hungry mindset. Obviously, you should always be hungry for your goal, but it's almost like an addiction. An addiction to being awake, alert, and productive. I wrote notes before this episode. It said, now I realize I was never taught that rest was allowed. Rest wasn't really allowed growing up. Like, you're gonna relate to me on this one. You're working really hard. You studied a lot. The second you get on the TV, you're seen as someone that's lazy, or like, what are you doing on the TV, Philly? Like, you're being lazy. resting wasn't something that was allowed growing up, at least when I was, at least what my brain comprehended, and something that I've seen in a lot of other families as well. But I'm going to take accountability and say that majority of this is taken from me. I'm not going to say that this is something that I've took from my family, or fully taken from my family. This is something that I just instilled in myself, and that rest is something that wouldn't take me closer to my goal. That's a philosophy that I just instilled in myself. But as I'm growing older, I'm seeing more successful people have more rest, and it frustrated me for some period of time because I didn't know what to do. And like resting, but thinking about what you should be doing. That's the worst feeling. When I'm scrolling on my phone and I know I should be doing something, I always feel like I should be doing something at every point in time. Like if you read the book Atomic Habits, like there is, or like 48-hour work week, there is a minute, a second of every single day where you could be getting something done. Like if you focus on something, you're giving up on something else. That's just life. That's just the mindset that was just in my head. Oh, parents always working. Yeah, whenever I see my parents working double jobs growing up, I just see it as like, okay, that's just the bare minimum. Like I need to just work that hard for that. That's just what hard work should be. That's what work should be. So that being the bare minimum puts you in a very dangerous situation, because now that's the low standard for you. Working really, really violently hard is a low standard for you. And working any more than that is just a little bit more hard work. So it's kind of scary to think about. Rest being tied to survival, not joy. Sometimes I rest and it's like, I know I need to rest. It's not like, how do I explain it? I rest because I know I need to rest. I don't rest because I want to rest. Does that make sense? Like there's joyful rest and there is like, okay, I have to stop, because if I continue, I'm not going to be productive fully, to the fullest extent. So there's two types of rests. There's rest with the intention of working later, and there's rest with the intention of just resting. Rest starts to feel selfish, especially when you see tired people just trying to survive and take care of you. Yes, rest can feel very, very selfish sometimes, and that's something I need to work on. My relationship with rest. It's not a good relationship. It's getting better throughout the years, though. I feel like, no, it's not. I feel like it gets better in certain aspects. One weird thing that I've noticed is like I tricked myself into making my rest productive. Hear me out. Like if there was a friend that's just been wanting to hang out or catch up for a long time, like I would just choose to hang out with them just to catch up, like to check that internal box and trick myself that I'm going out with a friend, that this is rest. But really it's just like getting that out of my mind. So, okay, I don't even know what that is, but I think it's like little stuff like that. Like, okay, like I'm resting, like let me go download this video, which is going to take like a couple hours, and then I can rest. But really there's something in the background happening like that gives me no choice, but I have to rest. So I put myself in those positions where, is that considered rest? I don't even know. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I always feel like rest had to be earned. Like I had to earn my rest. I have to earn going out and eating food. I have to earn hanging out with friends. I have to earn these moments which shouldn't have to be earned, because something in me didn't feel like I deserved it. Something in me didn't feel like I didn't belong in that box. I didn't belong in that category that earned those things. Or that deserved those things, sorry. So taking this into my adult life, I'm starting to learn that rest is something that I need a relationship with. Rest is something that's going to take me a lot further down the line. Even my team says I need to rest. My family says I need to rest. My mentor says I need to rest. God says I need to relax and rest. I've seen it take a toll on my body, and I've seen the addictive work that I can throw myself into. And how lost I can get in the sauce. I get lost in the sauce. So I feel like rest is like a practice, at least for some people, including me. Rest is something you have to practice, and it's like a skill for some people, which is kind of like, it shouldn't have to be a skill, but I think for me, it has to be a skill. It has to be something learned and practiced and like consistent and like part of the schedule that I have to force myself into and force myself to believe that rest is something that's needed. And rest is something that should have been made time for, should make time for, whatever. Rest should have time made for it. There you go. English. I can have rest without earning it. I can relax without earning it all the time, without feeling the urge to earn my rest, without feeling the urge to say, I'm only going to drink this cup of water once I'm done editing this video, or I'm only going to eat a meal before I'm done editing this video, or I'm only going to lie down on my bed and scroll on my phone, or lie down on my bed and just go to sleep until I'm done with something. Like, that isn't how it should be all the time. Sometimes I feel like it should be. Not with the water and the food and the sleep. I feel like those things you need. But with just the little things like scrolling on the phone and relaxing, just like leisure stuff. I feel like stuff like that should be earned rest. That's my hot take. Most of the time, I feel like it should be earned rest. I feel like you shouldn't be sitting down watching TV if you didn't get something done that day. Or unless you're having like a you day and a relaxing day, then do your thing. I mean, you need it. You deserve it. I feel like it works out too. If my friends hang out at night, I know I have to get something done that morning for me to feel like I can fully hang out with my friends to the fullest extent, because I know I got something done within myself. And it makes me enjoy it fully. It makes me feel like I'm in that moment, the present moment. I wrote down, if rest feels hard for you, it doesn't mean you're bad at resting. That is very true. I feel like I'm capable of resting and relaxing. That's something I want to get out the way. Like, majority of the time, sometimes I'm thinking about other things, but when I do rest intentionally, I can rest. I feel like I'm a work hard, play hard type of person. Just lately, majority of the time, I've just been thinking a lot and just focusing on the grind and focusing on work and school and just like wanting to take care of other people and friends and the people around me, that like I just forgot that I can rest and just think for me and think for my values, and also check in with myself. The other day, someone asked me how I was after I shared a story about how I'm just trying to take care of other people and focus on all this other stuff. And he said, okay, how are you in all this? And I just sat and thought. I was like, whoa, how am I in all that? I didn't even think about that. It's just crazy how it came to that point. And it shouldn't have come to that point. Learning moment, growth moment, I need to learn. A lot of these episodes are just my flaws that I'm just going out and saying, and hopefully people just relate to it. So this is just a vulnerable experience, and it's an experience that I'm just saying my flaws out there to the public, and hopefully someone responds to it. Someone just in the silence in their room just watching this relates to it, and that's the goal. That's the goal of these episodes. Embarrass myself so you can feel better and relate. Congrats. You feel better now? No, I'm just kidding. Another thing I wrote down, it means you've been strong for a long time. Yes, I think that's where the crash and burn kind of fell down a little bit. So I think I need to allow myself to rest even when I didn't work that hard. That's a thing. That's possible. That's an option that I need to remind myself that I have. Another thing that I wrote down is, learning to rest is just learning to be safe again. And I cannot say that anymore. That is so true. Learning to rest is just learning to be safe again. Knowing that you're safe. Knowing that you're safe away from your desk. Knowing that you're safe away from your friends. Knowing that you're safe away from responsibilities sometimes. You're okay. You're going to be okay. If you took a minute away from these things, is the world ending? Is the building going to shake? Are people going to get upset at you? 9.9999999 out of 10 is probably not going to happen. So I need to remind myself that it's a safe thing. Knowing that I'm safe enough to make mistakes. Knowing that I'm safe enough to not work. So knowing that rest is something that is a safe thing. It's my relationship with rest. Do I feel safe with the word rest? R-E-S-T. So something I need to rest on and know that I'm safe. If I feel behind sometimes, or I feel like I'm not fully there for people, or I feel like I'm just a minute away from my desk or a meter away from my desk or my work, then I'm safe, that I'm okay, and that the world isn't going to end. Yeah, that's what this episode is. It's just my little rant on my relationship with the rest. If you guys related to this episode, let me know. If you don't relate to this episode, let me know. We can talk back and forth in the comments. But this is something that I've struggled with a lot. And please be graceful. I'm going around just saying my vulnerabilities in public for the sake of, relating to you guys and making sure you guys feel understood. So yeah, this is something I've been going through a little bit, and I'm working my way out of. Hopefully you related to this episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you want more episodes like this, let me know in the comments, or let me know through our email. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode of The Brief Dive. I'm gonna catch you. Rest, which is something I need to learn. Peace.